Hi guys, welcome back to Morant's Rants. Plenty of information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. This is a one-take session, no edits, no cuts, about Aron. Now listen, I know I've been very critical of the man in the past. I don't like tiptoe around this, guys. This is all for you. If you're an investor with AMC, please watch this video. If you are not, then you're not going to understand some of the terminologies that we're going to be talking about here being used. But I'm not going to read you the letter. I know he just wrote an open letter right here on Twitter to all the investors. And this is a 2-page letter that he wrote. And yes, it's put out there that they need to raise capital. I'm going to highlight some of this and we're going to talk about it. But he says his job is to not let AMC fall into financial ruin. So I don't know when he started doing his job, but if you know the truth about Aron, since he's started with this company, they have been nothing but financial ruin. To give you an idea that the industry is thriving during 2018, 2019, even 2017. He's been there since 2015, 16, and the industry and this movie theater company has lost $8.5 billion. I'm talking about operational loss at the till, $8.5 billion. So to not be put into financial ruin per se, it's not one individual act. It's not death by, a gunshot. It's a death by 1,000 cuts, essentially. Doing everything wrong. Ensure that AMC survives, put AMC on a path to eventually thrive. That is his job, as he claims. And I'm asking you, when you were announcing that AMC was going to pounce and that we were all going to eat crow, the individuals that say this company can't thrive, and because the industry is gone. And I think the numbers, the fundamentals hold that up to be very strong in the favor of not being profitable anytime soon. Just not with the footprint you have. But Adam, you bought dead movie theaters. You've been sued for it. You've misled investors. You've been sued for it. There's so many things that you've done over time. Your track record precedes you. But we'll go right here and I'll read this letter on another one. We'll go down to the next thing. You say, along the way, I have done my utmost to be transparent with AMC shareholders, and I'm doing so again right now. That is extremely doubtful. If what was put out in the court case, as in Project Popcorn, you were not being transparent. Partnering up with your bondholders, you've done it twice now. And whether it be Mudrick Capital and or Antera, it is not the side of the equation you want to be on. Restructuring debt is not favorable. Doing reverse stock splits is not favorable. Diluting your float is not favorable. Being transparent, agreeing with them when they tell you that you shouldn't do this is one thing, but everyone right away is on the bandwagon of saying, well, we told you we should have diluted, 2 years ago. We needed to because we need to raise capital or else we can't survive. That's an easy one for us. But what you've done is fatten your pockets. What the insiders have done is sold off and made at least $880 million. And I'm ballparking the number, but it's been reported. So I don't understand how you're in the same boat that you're in previously. You were offered ways out of this to make this company survive. No, shareholder equity is not going to survive. You're prolonging the inevitable, but we're going to go into that. Because if people only knew, this company existed well before the pandemic. This company existed, for the last 100 years, but publicly traded for almost 10 years now. And I ask you, what has been the benefit for shareholders anytime? There's no longevity here. So, but I'm going to hang out with you and I'm going to read what you wrote and I'm going to show everyone exactly the truth. If we are unable to raise equity capital, the risk is materially increases for AMC. We know this. We know that you cannot run this company at the till, selling movie tickets, whatever it may be. You said it was going to happen. You said Wakanda. You said Avatar. Now you're naming Barbie and all these other movies that are coming out. The movie theaters are about as busy as they're going to be. But the profits cannot come because you'd have to have a clean slate. And the only way you can have a clean slate is to file for bankruptcy. And the truth is, as we roll down here, you've only raised capital via offerings. So you've only sold off shareholder equity to make money. It's the only way you've done it. And no one's going to make money. The shareholders are not going to make money off of that because only the insiders will. But as we look at this right here, you're going to bring up this Cineworld and Regal, the second largest movie theater chain in the world, fell into bankruptcy and their equity holders were essentially wiped out. Does anyone know why they went into bankruptcy? Because it wasn't the fact that movies weren't making them money. Cinemark makes money, but Cineworld and Regal had a deal. Okay, people don't know this because they don't do this homework, but they had a private equity deal, and this deal was with Cineplex. Cineplex was denied getting back their 1.2, but the truth is that they were getting sued. Okay, Regal was getting sued. Their parent company was getting sued, Cineworld, because they fell through on a $2 billion deal, and it's right here. The damages that they wanted 1.4, but that they didn't fall through with the deal. Now we know about this deal, and because they didn't go through it, they were forced into bankruptcy. But if you know who owns, this is why connecting the dots works. I know a lot of you guys don't know about the videos. There's a whole series called Connecting the Dots. But if you know who Cineworld is and Cineplex, the company formerly owned in 2003 by Lowell Cineplex. Now, guys, this is all private equity. Okay, these are the same guys who were in Zales, who were in other companies, who are now here in front of you, Apollo-run companies. But this company, Cineplex, was Oak Tree Capital. So when you look at it and you know what was happening, you know that Cineworld for look at this right here. In December 2019, Cineplex agreed to be acquired by Cineworld Group by 2.8, but they weren't acquired. Cineworld abandoned the sale in 2020 due to unspecified breaches of the sales term. So by Cineworld backing out of the deal, Regal backing out of the deal, they got sued. And when they got sued, they had to file for bankruptcy to clear it. That is the truth. That's why they went under. So there's nothing that people need to be scared about. It's bad business with private equity. But Adam, Aron, you are private equity. You've worked for Apollo for a decade. You're best friends with Josh Harris, where you ran the 76ers, and you claim, and you're so proud of it. Well, Josh Harris owns the 76ers. There's Vail Resorts. That's private equity. That's Apollo. Norwegian Cruise Lines. It's Apollo. So you're selling off all these shares of AMC shares off the back of investors, but you didn't sell not one share of Norwegian Cruise Lines. You're only estate planning when it's a convenient for you. But I read this, and I read this letter, and it's like it's half-hearted. You say much more agile, look at this. Fortunately at AMC, we have been much smarter, much more agile, more skillful. I think you replaced all the words with lucky. You have been lucky that retail helped you out. You personally, Adam, you and your kids have benefited from retail helping you, but you're not even helping yourself. You're telling us that we voted for this. And I say we because I'm speaking for the investors themselves. I owned AMC before, Adam. I used to own it. My first buy order was February 5th of 2021 on AMC movie theater shares. I was watching a guy named Trey, watching a guy named Matt. And I was like, wait a minute. Because you used that platform to push out your misinformation. And now Trey's gone. And it's funny. As I look at this and you say that people voted for this, remember, this is no edits, no cuts. I don't have to because I'm going to tell you the truth right now. With millions of shareholders, understandably, many voices, many opinions, and many critics, some wish ill upon the company and have nefarious aims. Some are grandstanding and trying to gain notoriety for themselves at AMC's expense. These individuals do not deserve your trust. Who are you? We deserve your trust. Hold on. We need to trust you, though, Adam? How about we say nothing and let your actions speak for you? Now, can we trust you? I'm asking. Who are we supposed to trust, by the way? You pushed out Trey Trades in front of everyone. Are we supposed to trust him because he's gone? What's the new platform? Your own Twitter? You've put out in numerous earnings calls how many tweets you get, how many interactions you have, and what's the activity of it. It's all about you. But no one can stand up against you because, hey, they're not to be trusted. I trust everyone out there. I trust the people that save this company. I trust fellow investors. I trust people like myself that want to put out the correct information. Sure. But I'm supposed to trust you. All right. We'll go down to the next line for you. You're trying to understand the impact of dilution, or you want us to understand what it is. No one asked for ape. You just invented it out of thin air. You brought it and you put it into people's mouths and you said, take it. And they took it. And they lost their ass. And Terra controls that future of it. This is what people don't understand. The stock might run up to $8 like it did in the after hours. How many people are going to get hit rock bottom on Monday because they believe this letter right here? Antura controls this company. The bondholders do. You know that. Whoever's willing to give you a paycheck. You know what's the craziest part? You say right here, I don't hold these views cavalry, whatever. Remember that at AMC's largest retail, you're the largest shareholder of retail, right? You're not retail, dude. You're not the largest AMC largest retail shareholder. What the hell are you talking about? You're an insider. You have unvested shares soon to be vested, and you will cash out again on retail. Or do you have to at all? You're already worth how many figures are you worth now because of retail? But look at this. Let me give you an example here. Okay, guys? This company was urged into bankruptcy in 2020, December of 2020. You were on the cusp of filing for bankruptcy with Apollo. Apollo offered you $1 billion. You want to talk about surviving and not financial pitfalls? You could have did it then, but you didn't. You know what you did? You did the worst thing you could do. You took the money from the people, from the equity holders. You went out there and you pushed out yourself to Mudrick just to string out to the public your debts, your lies. I was there. I saw you in an earnings call say, we've raised enough money to last all the way through 2021. We've raised enough money to last all the way through 2022. We don't have to raise any more. And what did you do? Go raise more. That's all you did. We've raised enough money to survive. Oh, we got it, guys. We finally did it. And what'd you do? You diluted a float from 100 million shares all the way to 500 million shares. Now it's 1.5 billion shares. And it's going to reverse split back to what? 10 to 1? We're going to be sitting on 144 million shares. You've diluted this company. You've diluted your shareholders. And you're going to tell me that you want to do what's best for them. Because you are one. Did you ever read this, Adam? It tells you they offered you $1 billion and you turned it down. You did the right thing, right? You didn't take Apollo's money. You took Mudrick's money. And then you gave him a backdoor deal at HYMC? Or am I just assuming shit now? You know, I follow everything you do. I read all of this. And I know what's coming. You have named off every movie in the world to tell me that you're back up and running and we're all going to eat crow. But if people read the fundamentals of this company, you lost $1 billion last year. Ballparking the number. $1 billion at the till. Do you know how much money that is? Can I show you? Can I tell you? Adam, in your best quarter of your life, you'll never be able to pay back a single dollar to anyone. When earnings comes out in a couple of weeks from now, and you have to report that you broke even, or maybe you even made, 10 million, you lost 10 million. I don't know what you're going to report. But you're still going to tell the world that you need to dilute this float again and again and again. You have said the same thing for the last 3 years. And I'm supposed to believe this letter is heartfelt because you did it via Twitter. Good luck. Good luck with the rest of your life. But insiders, they made their money. All these hedge funds made their money. And they're going to make it again on Monday. Thanks to you. Sorry, guys. Peace.